Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Bitcoin Trade here, and so this episode, I guess we'll talk about this whole thing about the auction of the Silk Road Bitcoins, and so far from looking at the charts, excuse me. A little better. Hold on here. There we go. Let me see here. Okay, from looking at the charts here, I don't see anything that unusual. So this is a 12-hour. I'm going to start with Bitfin, and another thing I noticed in the change is you got Bitstamp, BitC, and now you have Bitfin here up on the top, and then the this other one, this Chinese exchange. And so in this episode here, I'll talk a little bit about any effect, if at all, on the auction of Silk Road Bitcoins. And from what I've seen here, this is the most recent. This is pretty much 12 hours here, and that was all today, or the day of the auction. It looks like it didn't do anything but raise the price. So based on what I see here, I can only analyze that the auction went for a higher price than exchange price. I don't know. Just from looking at this price here, the spike in the price here in the last, well, the day of the auction. So that's just my opinion. Of course, what happens out there, I don't know. You know, as far as I know, people who use Bitcoin or buy Bitcoin or sell Bitcoin, they'll still buy and sell Bitcoins and use Bitcoins. So I don't know if this has any effect. So I'm just going to look at, there's no lines in this. Today I'm just going to focus on a different kind of analysis, and that's price analysis. And now we have, there we go. Now we have the three, we had, let me see if I could, there we go. Now we had the three major exchange. We had Bitstamp, BitC, and Bitfin all here that you can see, and then one Chinese exchange just to convert it to US dollars, so it's easier for me to read. So we got like 4 exchanges here. I think pretty decent rounded 4 exchanges and so I'm looking at the price of all of these, excuse me, and I'm going to analyze them just on that price alone. Just looking at those prices alone. See if I can get any do any forecasting or see if there's anything going on in the prices. Now what's typically happened is that sorry about that, it's just okay. So typically what's been happening is that BitC here has always been like the lowest, but now looks like they got some interesting trading technology going on. Maybe that's raised the price, or could be the decoupling Bitfin of from Bitstamp. But when I'm looking at the price here, they all are starting to even out. As a matter of fact, what I like to do now that all the prices are there, I like to actually go straight to Coinbase and then get a pricing that I can see right there versus these up here on top. So when I pull back, I can obviously see all the prices. So, but of course I need to come in for you guys. What is it? It's 598. So 598 on Coinbase, and then I look at all the other prices here. The Chinese and I have a theory on maybe why this particular Chinese exchange here is higher, mainly because it's harder and harder to get Bitcoins in China, maybe due to all the you know, crackdown on bank accounts and ways to purchase or buy Bitcoins. So it's harder to get, so it costs more money to maybe get Bitcoins because people who have them want a better premium. That could be a reason. So, and then I look at Bitfin, and Bitfin's has been the higher of all of these exchanges of the US dollar. And that's what I've noticed. What the unusual part is, BitC and Bitstamp have paired along with Coinbase, or sometimes I'll see Coinbase and Bitfin raise in price. So what I experienced was basically that Bitfin and Coinbase were higher in price during this up move here, the day of the auction, and Bitstamp and BitC were par. So a lot of interesting things going on. Basically, when I see Coinbase and Bitfin match up in price, and these two being lower, it's usually a surge in US dollar Bitcoin price, or well, I guess a surge, what I see. And so and that's what's happened here recently. And so if I just look at just the pricing of how the different pricing is reacting, you know, and at some point Bitfin and this was at almost par. So when I look at all these, I basically, sorry about that. I forgot where I was, but anyways, if you want to know what that was, I'm traveling, and I'm in California now, and so it sounds kind of corny to say this, but I'm at my mom's place. So anyways, so interestingly enough, during that time of the day before the auction and the day of the auction, at least for me, things were still normal. People were still buying and people were still selling. And then the price has gone up. So I think that's indication that maybe the auction price had a higher premium paid to get those Bitcoins. Because in reality, getting, I don't know how much, 3,000 Bitcoins, I think 3,000 Bitcoins in one swoop is very difficult to do. And on top of that, if you did it at the exchange, you would be driving the price up higher. So even higher than this, because it's not, the exchanges are not done on the exchange itself, it's done between, well, the US Marshals and a private party. But in concept, that's kind of what a lot of miners do. You know, it's always not on the exchange, it's done peer-to-peer for the most part. And then they may get to some investors or other investors, or people who like to trade in it and use it, etc., for whatever reasons. But 3,000 Bitcoins to a singular either person or entity it's a lot. It is. So anyways, nothing drastic happened. Nothing happened all that much. It just kind of just went down the day before, and then went up the day of. So not much to say on that. So basically, when I see these prices, the two that I really look at, really look at, believe it or not, are the lower of the volume and the higher of the volume. Bitstamp seems to be now going to be seems like in the middle, along with sometimes with Coinbase and sometimes not with Coinbase. So again, Coinbase being right here, and sometimes with Coinbase and sometimes without Coinbase. I like to look at the buy and sell prices here. It's always going to be the same as far as percentage wise, up and down, but it just gives me an idea of the range in price at which these prices could be in a very short time frame, short-term trade, kind of thing. So hopefully that helps some of you trade on this. As you see on this is a 12-hour. It's had a pretty good run up, going back down just to go into probably another triangle here. Well, just looking at this, it may break up. Of course, I wouldn't know why, because after the auction they would get their prices, or they would get their bitcoins, and one of the first things they would maybe do is just dump it at the exchange. It could be dumped in the open market, as in people would just sell them peer to peer or whatever at whatever price, market price, above market price, below market price, I don't know. But eventually it would work its way to an exchange, most of it or some of it, half of it, to be traded. So we'll see what happens on Monday. So what we may see is a drive in the price going down. So anyways, I'll go to another chart real quick right here. Alright, so this is a Bitfin, and I'll just 5-day weighted average, and just there you go. And on an hourly, you could see that it's just it actually just really broke out of this trend right about here, and it stayed, and then it just started bouncing and bouncing, and then took a really big bounce. So during this time is when, as you can see, the time frame, the days before the auction, and this being the day of the auction, towards the end of this day here. Of course, we're into Saturday here, Friday. So what does that mean? I don't know, but it looks like a good sign. It looks like it's going to an uptrend now. Again, this is just a recent hourly on a 5-day chart. So anyways, hopefully that's helped some of you. I don't know what's going on with all this stuff, but it'll be interesting to see what happens on Monday. A lot of things are still up in the air, because and then again, it could be over the weekend. I mean, people trade on the weekend as well. Matter of fact, I really like trading on the weekends, because there tends to be a lot of less volatility. So that's usually on a normal day, but on this particular weekend, I would keep my eye out, because you could be caught up in a massive sell, it's gonna be, it seems to be one extreme or another, or a massive buy. So anyways, we'll see what happens. Monday will probably be the day where we'll really start seeing things, but over the weekend I have a feeling you could see some movement in price because people are going to take positions to see what happens on Monday, as probably some of the announcement of the winning bids will be revealed, maybe, or the winning bidders will reveal themselves, and based on that, you can see some price action coming through next week. Probably Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, you'll start to see a trend, and then hopefully it'll finish off on that trend by Friday. So anyways, this concludes this episode. Feel free to like, dislike, leave a comment, or even do a video response. Until next time, stay tuned. Bye.